Recording in progress.
Yes. Okay. So, recap. So, income tax credit and creditable withholding tax. Para mabilis lang. So, ito yung reference natin. No? Yan. So, based tayo sa dalawang books, Income Taxation and Philippine Income Tax. Though, mostly nasa Income Taxation 2024 edition ni Sir Tabag and the following laws with the Tax Code of 1998, the Train Law, and the Ease of Paying Taxes. Okay, ito yung references natin. Tax credit versus tax deduction para sa mga hindi nakapag-take down or shut the notes. Yan. So mainly, magkaiba ang deduction sa credits. Deductions is from the taxable income less the deduction for you to get the tax base. Then the credit is if you already computed your taxes due, that's where the tax credit comes in, no? So tax due less the tax credit is equals to your tax payable. Exemption is 250,000 for individuals. Tandaan nyo din, foreign income tax credit is mainly the tax credit we have in our tax code. Yung ibang madidiscuss natin are just deductions to the taxes due. So mamaya i-discuss natin. And remember, resident citizens and domestic corporations are derived from sources within and without the Philippines. And mainly it is indirect double taxation. Yan. Sana, bakit medyo delay lang dito sa delay lang sa kasunod na monitor. Nagtataka lang. So if you will see here, kapag 8% siya, it is based on the gross sales or revenues. Another term, gross sales, revenues, or gross receipts. Kasi dati, on the old law, before the ease of paying taxes, ang gross receipts kasi is based on sale of services. Meaning, kung anong na-receive mo in cash, yun na ang subject, yun na yung iyong to be reported on your ITR. Less all of your tax deductions, makukuha mo yung iyong tax base, the net taxable income. Ngayon kasi, ang tawag na under the ease of paying taxes, lahat ng iyong gross sales and receipts are called gross sales lang. No? So, makukuha mo yung tax base kapag ikaw ay solely, ano solely, sir? Yun lang, no? Iyong kinikita coming from self-employment, professional income, or business income, you can claim the 250,000. Kapag ikaw ay mixed income earner, you cannot claim the 250,000. Bakit, sir? Ano ba yung mixed income earner? Kung meron kang business income, ano pa yung isa mo pang income? Compensation income. Nakuha? Compensation income 'yon, no? Kaya basta meron kang compensation income and business income, mixed income earner ka. At ang compensation income kasi is only based on graduated rates. So, at kapag siya ay based on graduated rates, you already claim the 250,000. Kaya on the computation of your business income, so ito mainly yung gross sales and receipts nyo, is based on business income. Hindi kasama dito ang compensation income. So, hindi mo na kailangang i-deduct yung 250,000. Nakuha? After the tax base, multiply by the 8% and you will get the tax due. At yung tax due, you can claim yung mga tax credits and other taxes paid. No? Mamaya, or on the next slide, papakita ko naman what if you didn't elect that 8% tax rate mo. Okay? Okay na to? I'll go to the next slide. Delay lang. So for individuals, 8% are graduated rates. Number two is graduated rates. Dito, ang kailangan yung alamin, no? Kung sa kanina, kailangan nyo ring alamin kung siya ba ay self-employed professional or mixed income earner. Dito, kailangan alamin kung siya ba ay, if they elect the graduated rates, ang ginamit ba nilang tax deduction is OSD or itemized deduction. So, gross sales or gross income. No? Kung napansin nyo kanina, gross sales, gross revenues, parehas lang. No? Ito magkaiba. Ang tinutukoy na gross sales ko dito, yun yung basis kapag sa OSD, Optional Standard Deduction, 40%. Sa gross income, anong pinakaiba ng gross income sa gross sales? Sa mga nag-accounting. No? Ang gross income is already deducted of your cost of sales. Ibig sabihin, pwede kang mag-deduct ng cost of sales sa itemized deduction. No? Sa OSD, hindi na. Hindi pwede. Gross sales less the OSD na agad. Hindi katulad sa itemized deduction, gross sales less cost of sales equals to gross income. Doon mo palang ibabawasan yung tax deduction. Yung tax deduction, pwede yung OSD, 40%. 40% ng alin? Nung iyong gross sales kapag individuals. Kapag naman itemized deduction, may rate ba? Wala. Maraming itemized deduction yan. Which we will discuss somehow on the next lecture natin. No? At hindi rin yata siya na-discuss maigi on your income taxation, which is, ako rin naman na nagturo ng maigi, pero i-discuss din natin siya this subject, no? For this course. So, makukuha nyo yung inyong tax base. Sa tax base, na-compute nyo yung tax due. Sir, wala na yung tax rate. Bakit nawala yung tax rate? Kasi complicated na ang pag-compute ng tax rate. Kasi graduated na yan. Mamaya, papakita ko paano talaga yung computation sa graduated rates. Kaya din niretso ko na siya sa tax due. No? Sinabi ko kanina yung tax due to be deducted ng iyong income tax credit. No? So same lang yan for both OSD and itemized deduction. You can claim the income tax credit. You will also claim the creditable taxes withheld or CWT and income taxes paid. Yung binayad nyo na in advance. Makukuha nyo yung income tax payable nyo. So, ito talaga ang babayaran nyo. Final na yan after all the tax credits and tax payments. Income tax credit. Oh. Taxpayers who can avail income tax credit, number one, resident citizens and domestic corporations, sasabi ko na siya last time. Members of a general professional partnership. Oh. Ito ito lang yung exemption to the rule. Kasi sa general professional partnership, ang members hindi identified. Whether ba siya ay resident citizen, non-resident citizen, alien, resident or non-resident. Kasi, ang GPP kasi, as a partnership, they can derive income from sources outside, within or without the Philippines. So, kaya regardless kung ano yung individual taxpayer classification niya, pwede niyang i-claim. Dito, beneficiaries of estates and trusts. Ang estates, saan galing ang estates kapag may namatay? namatay, which is called the decedent. No? May imamana, matatanggap ng heir, nung tagapagmana. Lahat ng maderive na income coming from the estate, you can claim the tax credit on that, as well as trust. Ang pinakaiba lang sa trust, it's a separate entity, a separate individual, parang estate pero wala namang namatay, no? Meron lang grantor and a trustee. So the principle of double taxation is not applicable to the following non-resident citizens: resident aliens, non-resident aliens, resident foreign corporations, and non-resident foreign corporations. Tandaan nyo lang ha. Oh, sorry ha. Sige, balik tayo. Hindi applicable sa mga non-resident, no? Non-residents and aliens. Only residents lang. Resident citizens and domestic corporations. Ito, naglagay lang ako ng asterisk kasi wala yan sa book ko. Pero I think, no, yung naka-asterisk is not also applicable for the principle of double taxation.
Recording in progress.
Okay. 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 So dito tayo. Limitations on credit. Wala pa naman tayong sample problem, pero ganito yung mag-compute ng tax credit. So the amount of tax credit to be taken is lower the amount between the lower of the credit limit per foreign country and the actual tax paid per foreign country. And number two, the lower of the credit limit for all foreign countries and the actual taxes paid for all countries. Statutory formula: the net income for that foreign country over the net income worldwide. Yung income mo sa buong mundo, kasama na ang Pilipinas. Then your Philippine income tax due. Saan nang galing sir yung Philippine income tax due? Computein nyo muna yung iyong income tax due. No? Bago nyo kumakompute yung tax credit. No? So madali lang yan kasi yung tax due naman, no, is yun naman ang ibabaw, yun naman ang nasa taas, then ang tax credit ang ibabawas mo sa tax due. So, pag nakuha mo siya, that is the limit, no? And most of the time, hindi yan lalagpas doon sa tax due mo. No? Only just a percentage of your tax due. Then, i-compare mo yon on the tax paid per foreign country. Whichever is lower. Kasunod, no, net income, ito yung number 2. Net income, lahat ng foreign countries. Sir, anong pinagkaiba? Di ba magkaiba yun sa, di ba parehas lang sir yan sa number 1? Magkaiba. Kasi yung number 1, kung marami kang countries so that you paid taxes due, no? Iisa-isahin mo yan. Di ba? Katulad, Australia. Kukumputin mo yan per country. Kung meron kang, let's say, UK, computin mo din. Pwede kasi mangyari, mas mataas ang actual taxes paid sa Australia, tapos naman sa UK is yung limit ang hindi pala. Mas mababa yung sa Australia, actual taxes paid. Doon naman sa UK, mababa yung limit, no, sa tax credit. Pag pinagsama, magkaiba yan sa number 2. Kasi sa number 2 kasi, aggregated, magkasama. Net income, all foreign over worldwide income times that Philippine income tax due. Then, Yung limit, i-compare mo sa taxes paid of all countries, ipagsasama-sama mo lahat. Nakuha? Then, kapag na-compare mo na, nakuha mo na yung whichever is lower sa number 1, at nakuha mo yung whichever is lower sa number 2, you need to compare it, at yun yung magiging no, iyong tax credit to be claimed. No? Nakuha? So, yun lang. Wala naman tayong, ang tawag dito, wala tayong sample problem for now. Pero darating tayo dyan. Darating. Kaya tayo naglagay ng formula kasi meron. Okay. So, pakita lang ako. Sa susunod, mag-aano tayo ng BIR forms. Pero, i-discuss muna natin yung creditable withholding tax. Okay? Okay. Kita nyo. So, income tax credits, aside from income tax credit, meron tayong creditable taxes withheld or CWT. Ang meaning niyan is the CWT, creditable withholding tax. So, tandaan nyo lang for creditable withholding tax. So, not all income payments are subject to creditable withholding tax. Ibig sabihin, no, sir, bakit may ganito? Kapag makakatanggap ka ng income, i-withhold ng iyong payor. Sino si payor? It is, pwede siyang iyong employer. Kung employee ka, bago mo matanggap ang iyong compensation, na withheld na yung tax. Every cut off, every payment, babawasan ka ng tax. At the end of the year, accumulated yung taxes at to be reported on your ITR. Pero hindi lahat ng income. May mga income, kapag hindi na withhold ng iyong payor, hindi mo na kailangang i-report yan on your ITR. No? So, basahin nyo na lang. Tandaan nyo lang din, yung amount to be reported on your ITR is gross of the CWT. No? Walang nabawasan na tax. Minsan kasi, for example, ang matatanggap mo sana this month, hypothetical lang, no? Let's say, ang sweldo mo is 40,000 a month. Wow, kaya naman, sir. 40,000. Yung 40,000, no? Okay, 40,000 net of all government mandated benefits. Bago mo makuha yung 40,000, deducted na yung taxes doon. So, magkano per cut off? Kung 15, 30, 20,000. Yung 20,000, hindi pa 20,000 ang marireceive mo. So, baka matanggap mo dyan is 18,000. So, saan sir yung 2,000? Yung 2,000 is the creditable withholding tax, CWT. Yung 2,000 to be accumulated yan at the end of the year at yun yung iyong taxes paid for the whole year. So, idideduct yan on your tax due. Kaya kapag ikaw ay pure compensation earner, at the end of the year, taxable year, dapat wala ka dapat tax payable. No? Unless may other income ka pa. Yan. Sabi, the CWT withheld is allowed as a tax credit. Time of withholding. When an income payment is paid or payable, when it is accrued or recorded as an expense or asset by the payer, whichever comes first. So, pwedeng nangyari nga, most of the time ang nangyayari talaga, katulad, ikaw ay isang employer, business ka, who has the duty to withhold taxes? Si employer, hindi si employee. Kapag nakalimutan ni employer mag-withhold ng taxes, hindi liable si employee. Si employer ang liable. Okay? Yung laging magbibigay ng income ang magwi-withhold ng CWT. Pasensya na. So, CWT. Pero sino magre-report ng CWT withheld? No? Si taxpayer, si individual. Kung si employer ang nag-withhold, sino ang mag-claim ng tax credit? Si employee. Nakuha? So, two types of creditable withholding tax. Files Form 1601C, monthly and remits withholding tax to the BIR. So, kapag ikaw ay isang employer, ang isasend nyo is 1601C. Kapag ikaw ay isang kliyente, mainly meron kang, for example, may binabayaran kang accountant, CPA, or attorney, di ba? Kung ilan ay on a retainers basis, so, monthly, pwedeng quarterly nyo binabayaran, no? As a customer or client, magfa-file ka ng 1604E. Okay, kindly take note of this. 1601C for the employer, 1604E for the customer or client. So, meron ba dito mag-hire ng empleyado o mag-hire ng professional? O yan. Medyo ano yan, mabusisi, no? Kasi gagawa ka pa, especially for most of the time naman, kung ikaw yung CPA at may client ka, ang gagawa niyan ikaw, syempre. Kaya nga kinukuha ang services mo eh. Hindi si client. Minsan gano'n na nangyayari. In reality. No? So, on or before March 1, pa-file ka ng 1604E with all your withholding tax. Kapag ikaw naman si employee, ang matatanggap mo kay employer is 2316. 2316 ang matatanggap mo. Kapag ay ikaw ay isang payee, ikaw ay self-employed, professional, independent contractor, or freelancer, matatanggap niyo is 2307. Paano sir pag walang 2307? Huwag niyo nang i-report. Pero kung may matanggap ko, i-report niyo yan sa inyong ITR. Ay, pasensya na. Ito kasi hindi ko ba maintindihan. Yan. Hindi nyo naman kita ng maliit mo. Mabagal talaga kasi. Yan siya. 2316 sa employee as a payee, a vendor or supplier, or a contractor, a contractual employee, 2307 ang matatanggap nyo. Especially sa government, sa mga nakapanood ng recorded video, uso kasi sa government ng mga contractual position. No? So instead of 2316 ang matatanggap nyo, 2307 ang matatanggap nyo. 2307. Yung 2316 kasi annual. Kaya nga, kung ikaw ay mixed income earner at meron kang compensation, yung compensation does not, you will not report your compensation income in a quarterly basis. You will report your compensation income annually. Eh, paano sir kung ako yung income earner, kumikita ako in business at kumikita rin ako compensation. Business income lang sa quarterly at the end of the year, isasama mo na yung compensation. Kaya most of the time, sa mga mixed income earner, malaki ang tax na binabayaran at the end of the year. No? Masakit sa bulsa. Sakit din sa bulsa ko. Masakit sa bulsa kasi sa business income baka hindi ka taxable. Pagdating sa annual, may tax ka na. So yan. Nalalagpasan yung number one. Sa tayo number one. Ito. Number one, ito yung mahalaga niyong tandaan. Yung 5% and 10% sa lahat yan. Tingnan nyo kung anong ano natin, no? Anong common denominator nila from numbers 1 to 10, pwede rin 11. Hindi, number 1 to 10 lang. Ano yung common denominator nila? Anong common denominator? Lahat sila is self-employed professionals. SEP. So, hindi pa nakakaalam ng SEP, please watch the video para alam nyo. Okay? So, 1 to 10, no? Lahat yan ay mga, yung iba, professionals like me, or yung iba ay mga nasa entertainment industry like me. Okay? Yan, no? Recipient of talent is 5% or 10%. Hirap talaga maraming industriyang ano. Okay, cinematography, 5% lang. Tandaan nyo, if walang sworn declaration of your income, kasi meron ditong ano nakasulat, pag ang gross income of the payee does not exceed 3 million, 5%. No? Pero kung ikaw ay kumita ng more than 3 million, 10% na ang withholding tax mo. At kapag wala kang sworn declaration na hindi ka kumikita ng mahigit 3 million pesos, ang automatic 10% ang babawasan sa'yo. Hindi 5%. Pero kasi medyo ano yan eh. Pero medyo ano na yata ngayon, especially sa RDO. Dati kasi, last admin, kailangan ba talaga pumunta sa BIR office, which minsan nakakatagal ng buong araw. Sa pila lang at sa puro stamp-stamp lang. Pero ngayon, pwede mo na yata yung sworn declaration, pwede mo nang isend via email. Sana, kapag hindi sila natanggapin, edi pwede nyo i-report sa BIR Commissioner. Kasi hassle kasi eh. Hassle sa pamasahe, sa oras. Pero pwede namang hindi. Kasi medyo, ano yan eh, medyo beneficial sa'yo pag nag-withhold sa'yo ng 10%. To. Kasi pag nag-withhold sa'yo ng 10%, malaki yung withholding tax mo. Pag malaki ang withholding tax mo, pagdating sa iyong annual ITR, maliit lang ang babayaran mo. So okay lang naman siguro kung 10% in exchange of 5%. Kung ako lang ang tatanungin naman. Kaysa naman ma-hassle kang pumuntang BIR. Minsan nakakatagal ka ng buong araw. So ito, sa mga ano, so tandaan nyo, ang mga bookkeeping agents, no, or yung mga accountants, not necessarily CPAs, no, diba? Pwede naman, as long as you have knowledge with accounting and tax. Yan. Pwede naman kayo maging karoon ng mga local clients, no? Tandaan nyo lang, sa RDO classification, no, binibigyan niya ng ano, mainly si BIR ang magbibigay sa'yo ng accreditation kung ano yung pwede mo kuhain clients. No? Kasi dito kasi, ang groups A and B, kailangan niya ng accreditation eh. Kailangan yung gross sales receipts ng isang company is 12 million pesos. Hindi malamang malaki ang iyong ano dyan, professional fee dapat. Pero kung hindi, pasok kasi dito sa group CDE. I think yan din yung classification pag mag-audit. Ang audit naman is exclusively for CPAs. Groups A, B, C, D, E rin ng ano nila. Ano pa? Ito, wala na masyado eh. Kasi wala naman siguro sa inyo may-ari ng Keselco, Meralco. Hindi naman siguro kayo magugulo. So, punta tayo dito. Ito, mahalaga to. Mayroon ba dito ng 2%, 1%? Ah, wala. Sige, dito tayo. Mahalaga to. Saan kayo? Yan, ito yung sinasabi ko. Kailangan ng sworn declaration. For number 9, if the director is also an employee, The fees shall form of the compensation income, subject to compensation. Ito. Hindi to yun. Okay na to, na-discuss ko na yan. Ano pa? Wala nang certificate of registration under EOPTA. So, kailangan ko yan tanggalin. Hindi ko natanggal. Yun lang. Oh, yun lang ba? Meron itong ano 0.5 and 1%. Meron ba? Na-omit ko yata. Wala, ano. Ay, wala. Baka separate discussion na siya. Wala pa yung mga sa mga online sellers dito. Outdated pa. Rules for filing ITR for individual taxpayers. Pag compensation income ka, sa annual ITR lang yan nilalagay. And most of the time, kung ikaw lang naman ay iisa lang ang iyong source of income, compensation, wala kang obligation to file your income tax return. Your employer will file your 2316 at ano na yan, substitute filing na yan. Wala kang problema, hindi ka sasakit ng ulo. Pag individual taxpayer ka, whether self-employed professional or mixed income earner, you need to file quarterly, calendar basis. So, MANA, MA and A. May 15, August 15, November 15, and April 15. Ano na ba? Date na ba ako? Nag-file na ako. Saan tayo kailan pa ako? November 15. Hindi magpa-file pa ako ng October 15. Wala pa. Kasi nag-installment ako ng annual ITR. Sa mga nag-installment ng taxes, after April 15, ang second installment ng payment ng tax nyo is October 15. Wala nang nakasulat dyan. Then, ito yung tax rates natin for graduated. Ito na yung bago ha. At moving forward, ito yung basis natin. Ganito yung mag-compute ko. A, yung basic amount. B, additional rate times the TI, taxable income, minus the excess over. So let's say 250, let's say ito, 22,500. So yung B, 20%. 20% ng alin, taxable income. Anong ima-minus mo dito? Ang ima-minus mo dito, yung 250,000. Ah, tama ba? Ay, hindi. 400,000 na. Tama. 400,000 na. Okay? So, inline siya. I think yun lang for today. Stop na tayo. Thank you. Stop na tayo. Stop sharing.